Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and the season is about to end. But before we get into that, we got to take care of some business. There's breaking news. There's all kinds of stuff that we need to address. Tasha K has been found liable in her Cardi B case. Let's get into that news because, look, I love the fact that you guys hit me up. Kempire, did you see this? Did you see this? As you know, we've been giving you updates periodically. We have not gotten into the nitty gritty of everything going on within this case. Of course, you know, I stay abreast of everything that's going on, but it's impossible to, because there's just so much news in pop culture. I can't report every single day on this, but we have to talk about the final verdict. And that was part of the reason I was waiting. I was waiting to hear what the final verdict was. What we did hear, though, before we got to the final verdict, a lot of news. Tasha K admitting in court on fabricating information on her YouTube channel about Cardi B. Cardi B breaking down on the stand about feeling like suicidal. She literally said she felt suicidal. And a lot of people have been discussing this and saying how groundbreaking this would be if Cardi B won in this case. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of people that don't want to talk about it, a lot of people that are talking about it. Look, if you follow me here, if you follow me on my podcast, you know we have been talking about it. But I'm not a lawyer, but I shout out to all the lawyers that we know and love. Emily Z. Baker has been reporting on this story as well. So I always refer you guys to check them out. When I can't get to every nitty gritty detail of these types of stories, especially legal matters, always referred back to some amazing attorneys that are on YouTube that are talking about these issues. So the Tasha K and Cardi B has been going on since 2018, where Tasha K accused Cardi B of having an STD and made multiple videos. Shout out to our friends over at Love B. Scott, because they were the first ones, you know, we always cite our sources here, that broke this story in regards to this. But also shout out to Dennis Byron, who's been in the court every single day. It should be noted, look, there's a lot of stuff that came out in this. Dennis Byron has a history with Tasha K. And when I say history, she allegedly threatened him with a gun. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. I told you, it's impossible. I'm talking about Bravo and their problematic behavior. I'm talking about what's going on at 90 Day Fiance. If you missed that video, it's hard to keep up. So here's the update from what we hear. And trust and believe, you never know. I might do another follow-up video on this story just because we don't know how much money definitively that Tasha K will have to pay out. What we do know at this time, she will have to pay $1 million at least for one count. So this is what Love B. Scott is reporting. Cardi B has won her defamation case against YouTuber Tasha K. Tasha has been found liable on all 3 separate libel claims. According to journalist Dennis Byron, Tasha K has been ordered to pay at least $1 million with, quote, more to come. The judge said any potential punitive damages Tasha might owe Cardi will be determined in a future hearing. Cardi filed her lawsuit against Tasha, as you know, whose real name is Latasha Kibi, in 2019. And guys, it should be noted, shout out to, I think her name is Natalie Lawyer Chick on YouTube. Shout out to you. If I mispronounce it, I apologize. If anything, I will cite you later in the description of this video. I know she had a conversation with Emily D. Baker about this. And look, that's how I spend my weekends. I'm working out and I'm listening to these legal cases. Research. But they were talking extensively about this. And one of the things that stood out to me in this case was that Cardi B's team reportedly tried multiple times to get Tasha K to settle this case and not bring it to court. And that's a whole other situation. Why would you go forward with this case when it wasn't looking good for you? Tasha also had a lawsuit against Cardi, which was dismissed a few weeks ago. We reported on that when that happened. So a lot of people expected this result. But let's get back into the history of this. Okay, so according to Love B. Scott in their report of this, Cardi and her legal team alleged that Tasha used her YouTube to, quote, spread malicious rumors, slanderous assertions, and false information about celebrities for financial gain, according to court documents. Okay, in the suit, Tasha is accused of making at least 23 videos in 14 months that featured false and defamatory statements about Cardi, including allegations that the star was a prostitute and, Lord, contracted STDs and used drugs, calling it a, quote, malicious campaign to damage and destroy Cardi. And her attorneys alleged that Tasha, quote, knew these statements to be false, but acted with reckless disregard of whether they were true or not. True or not. Whew. So as a result, the suit says Cardi suffered, quote, embarrassment, humiliation, mental anguish, and emotional distress. She is seeking damages as well, and in order for Tasha to, quote, remove in full all defamatory and disparaging statements. I'm not surprised at the result. As I said to you before, based on all the legal commentary that I've been seeing, people expected this. Will this stop Tasha K from reporting the way that she's reporting? Probably not. As you also probably have noticed that she's launched her own app in order to bring all of the content that she does on YouTube to that platform. According to, I know, the conversation that Natalie and Emily were having, wouldn't shock us if they take her YouTube channel down. Would not shock us, especially because of the results of this. Guys, I'm going to continue to follow this story because I'm sure there's supposed to be another hearing in regards to how much money she's going to have to pay to Cardi B. As you know, this was not about money for Cardi B. Cardi B doesn't need the money. Cardi B feels as if this has affected her career and prevented her from possible acting jobs because of the accusations that Tasha K was accusing her of. I know a lot of you that are here, we're not here to talk about this story, but we had to get into it. We had to talk about it. And as I said to you before, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe. We will give you a follow-up once we get more information. And thank you to all of the people that do. You know, Dennis Byron, who was at the court every single day and giving everyone updates on this story. We rely on you. We rely on you. And that's always here on the channel. What do? Cite our sources. So thank you to all of our sources and all the legal commentary. You know, we rely on you guys. I just like to pretend to be an attorney. The other day, I was pretending to be a real estate agent. I love pretend.